Greetings, YouTube. I hope you're all well. Shh, gotta be quiet. Wanda's trying to sleep. Passed out on the arm of the couch. Oh, good morning, Crystal Justice. Ah, good morning, MD 95 TSI. Good morning, Drone Life Chris. Yo, it's me again. How y'all doing? Ah, the roles are reversed. They are reversed. You're sitting there looking at me instead of me sitting there looking at you. Chris, let me put my eyeballs on so I can see. Oh, I told you I had a pair. Good morning, Hangley's crazy daddy. Yes, they are. Look at y'all. I'm glad you all showed up. There's a couple things I want to show you. I've got my old girl here. I've got her stripped down, ready to go. I think your package may have got delayed somewhere, buddy. It's okay. I'm patient. I can wait. But I did get a package in the mail. Hello, Kelly Paulson. What's going on? I'm glad you stopped by. I'm pleased you stopped by. Welcome. I was just saying I was expecting a package this morning, and I got a package. It just wasn't from the person. I'm good, thank you. It wasn't from the person I was expecting it to be from. Farm all fanatic. Are you out farming? Did you keep that kitty I saw? I saw a little gray kitty that you had. I call this the Mickey Mouse roll call. Get some Purina and put out. That little kitten will come back. I promise you. I'm kind of like a cat, so I know how they are once you feed them and they never leave. Okay, like I was saying, I wanted to share something with y'all. I was really surprised this morning. Mailman pulled up and I was like, the bug motor's here. It wasn't. It was from my dad, my stepdad, and my mom. So come to find out, back in the early 80s, I don't remember it, but evidently it happened. I like to build models. I wanted to show you my first car. This was actually the first car that I owned and drove. It's a 1973 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The fastback. You see that? See the fastback? Missing the tail lights. We haven't found the tail lights yet. But I built this model in probably 1979 or 1980. Get the camera to focus on it. Pretty cool, huh? One of them old snap together models. What do you think? I remember that grill. It had a 350 rocket engine with four-barrel carburetor. And the 73 Cutlass would fly. I guess that's why they took it away from me. Not only did they send me that, but evidently, when I went off into the Army, I left a bunch of stuff there at home. Oh, look who's here. Miss Tara Tartonia. We're going to call her Bobo. What's up, sister? I've also been given this. Hey, Tara, remember this? My mother bought her bought a brand new vehicle. It was her first brand new vehicle. She bought it at a place called Day Chevrolet. I think it was from Levi Day himself. I remember the day she bought it. You can ask my sister. I'm not telling a story. She's right there. Her name's Tara Tardonia. I remember the day she bought it. She made him go across the street and fill it up with gas. To fill it up with gas was less than $15. I remember it well. It had a 4-speed with a granny gear in it. Granny gear would climb a pine tree. I learned how to drive 4-speed on it. What was my MOS in the Army? Well, I started out as 11 Bravo, which is a dirty, mud-rolling infantryman. But they moved me over to 11 Charlie, which is a heavy weapons specialist, mortars. So I operated a 81 millimeter mortar, operated a 4.2 inch mortar, and later on, towards the end of my career in the Army, I also operated a 60 millimeter mortar. 60 millimeter mortar was small enough you could put the rounds in your cargo pocket down on your thighs. But 60 millimeter mortar was bad to the bone. It had a trigger on it. You could do what they call firing it from the hip. You didn't hold it on your hip and fire it, but you could sit it on the ground, spin it around, drop a round in it, point it where you wanted to go, and pull the trigger that was on it and fire it. Pick it up and run with it. Very lightweight mortar system, still in use today. The 81 millimeter mortar wasn't so easy. The base plate had to be set. Then you had to get direction from fire direction control and put your rounds down range. Cargo round, yeah, bad to the bone. We were doing a live fire in a place called Hunter Liggett. Hunter Liggett was a place that the United States government confiscated from the Hearst. Remember, I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to remember Patty Hearst when she got hooked up with the bank robbers and what have you, and that cult she was hooked up with. But the government confiscated the land, and now it's a big Army training center. It's called Hunter Liggett. You can look it up on the map. It's on the western coast, right there in a place called Big Sur, along the coast of California. We were doing a live fire, and there were A-10s that would come over the mountain inverted. They'd come over inverted, flip over, and fire that big cannon that aircraft's built around. And they scared a bunch of cattle into our firing range. Well, I hate to say it, but I actually got to see what a 60 millimeter round and an 81 millimeter round would do to a herd of cattle. I'm here to tell you, when the smoke cleared, there was nothing any bigger than my fist left standing on the ground, and probably 300 or 400 cattle slaughtered. It's terrible. And I do realize now exactly just how devastating mortar rounds can be. Devastating, totally devastating. So thank you for your questions. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but I hope everybody's doing well. Charlies and hotels no longer exist. 4 Doors no longer there anymore. It's been turned into a golf course. So, Chris, MD95 TSI, you know what a cargo round is, huh? Chris, don't be hitting on my sister, dude. I'm kidding. I'd rather have you brother than anybody else. Oh, it's not that big. 60 millimeters, not that big. It's only, maybe 12, 14 inches long. No bigger around than my fist. It's not very big at all. Now, 81 Mike, it's a good size round, probably almost as long as my arm. And the 4.2 inch, that's not how long it is, that's how wide it is. 4.2 inch was actually a vehicle mounted system. The post office is playing with it. Where'd they send it? Athens? That's where they sent the last one. Yeah, it is big compared to a rifle round. Your rifle round, 308, well, 308 is the same size, just about the same size, 7.62 by 39. just about the same size. I believe 308's a little bit longer. I think. I'm not sure. You're the gun professional, not me. I mean, I know my steel, but I believe you're more up to date on it than I am. They pretty much combined all the 11 series MOS into 11 Bravo, so they train everybody, on the mortars and the heavy weapon system. I didn't know that. I've been out so long, and I didn't know. It's in Winder. Oh, we'll be lucky to get it if it's in Winder. I don't know if you've ever heard of Winder, Georgia. That's over by Hog Mountain, Georgia. And they don't grow hogs in Hog Mountain. They grow pit bulls. They call them Hog Mountain pit bulls. They're some of the meanest pit bulls you've ever laid your eyes on. Just soon chew you to death is to look at you. Winder, is it close to me? It's about an hour. How far is Winder, Wanda? How far is Wanda? That's hard to say. How far is Winder, Wanda? Ugh. I don't know. It'll get here. If not, I'll go up there and I'll chew out the postmaster again. It won't be the first chewing I've given her. Yeah, it's a female up in Cleveland. She knows me well. What she does now. Yeah, it is a tongue twister, isn't it? No, they haven't met your pit bull, have they? I know that. I know you got a. I've heard you got a spicy little temper there, brother. That's why I don't worry about anything. I know I got a pit bull brother that will guard me with his life. I know he will. You got the same. You ain't seen mine either. I hope you never do. Yeah. Well, Crystal don't bite. She's strictly knees and elbows. She too short to bite. I ain't messing with her ever. Promise. Those elbows, they do damage. The knees, oh, they don't like it when you call. Did you call Washington or did you call Georgia? Crystal, you bite ankles? That's terrible. You ever been hit an ankle with something? It hurts. Oh, don't be nasty to them. It's not their fault. It's probably my fault. I probably gave you the wrong zip code. I probably said 30625 when it's 30528. Did I say 30628? Uh, Crystal, that just hurts to think about it. You don't need to bite anything on them. Believe me, that included. It's 30528, not 306. Either I wrote it down or I probably wrote it down wrong. Or I don't know. I'll accept the blame. I will. It's okay. Settle down. It's okay. Don't get all upset. Please. I don't want you upset. Then I'll have to get upset. You don't want me upset. You don't want me crying, do you? You want to see the car again, Tara? The Oldsmobile? Do you? There you go. You remember? Remember, Bobo? My sister's thinking back. Remember washing it? Remember me coming home pulling up in the yard, leaving the car running, puking in my cowboy boots, been drinking Jack Daniels all night long. You remember that? Remember how much trouble I was in? No, Chris, the doors don't open. It's a solid, it's a snap together model. It's just a cheap model, but I mean, my goodness, look how old the box is. I'll show you. I'll show you the box. It's an old one. It's a very old one. Very, very old. I just wanted to share it with y'all. I got it this morning. I wanted to share it with you. It's a snap together kit. It's an old one. I don't even think they're made anymore. Of course, a monogram. I haven't found a date on it yet, but I guess it's from early 80s, maybe even late 70s, showing my age. I was very surprised when I got it and shook it. I was like, and then I looked at the label on it and was like, oh, this is not from Maryland. This is from Florida. But this is from my mom and pop. You know, what's going on here? I appreciate y'all showing up so I could share this with you. I've been trying to get on live for a few minutes, but the kids they're having a yard sale down at my mother-in-law's house, Wanda's mom, and they were in and out and out. Tara, what are you talking about? Meet Brian and his girl. Who are you talking about? I'm sorry, guys. My sister's here, and I believe it's my first live that she jumped on. I will tell Harley you said hello. She's over at over one of her friends' house. You know how she is. She never stays home on the weekend. Ah, your neighbors. What's up? Brian and his girl. Hello. I'm Silver Top Flyer, otherwise known as Bradley. Crystal Justice says, hello, Tara. And believe me, Crystal, she is a terror. One of the few females that I'm actually afraid of. I am being nice. I promise you, that's nice. I could tell you some stories like Tara's 16th birthday. Shall we talk about that, Tara? Me trying to spin you around in your yard, get you to throw up so nobody knows you're. Okay, I won't tell nobody. Oh, yes, sisters can be terrifying. They can. Tara, you don't want me to talk about that? I won't if you don't want me to. I love you too, Chris. I appreciate you showing up. I love you too, sister. You used to torture your brother? I got to tell him, Tara. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Well, it wouldn't be the first time she's whooped me. Let's just say Tara had a good time on her 16th birthday. She had a belly full. And I was afraid to take her home in the condition she was in. We tried coffee. Oh, I tried to cover for her, but I also had her by the arms out in the front yard, swinging her around and around, playing helicopter, trying to get her to regurgitate all that alcohol she had in her. It didn't work. I thought it would. Of course, I was just young, and It just didn't work. I did try to cover for her, and I think it was 2 weeks restriction for it. I don't. I took punishment for it. I had a hand in it. It's no problem. I'd do it again in a million. I'd do it a million more times. Yeah, I know it's funny, isn't it? Some of the things we do as a kids. That's not even the beginning of it. I can tell you about going to Tallahassee and ROTC in high school. Remember that, Terry? Sergeant Rushton. Good times. I'm here to tell you, it was the good times. It was the good old days before you had to worry about being blown up everywhere you went. Enough already? I don't think so. See, when you get old and gray and get the billy goat beard going, sounds like you and your brother camping in the front yard. Oh, you were out there with us all night, huh? You really think your parents believe that? They know better. They knew better. Oh, goodness gracious. My sister's a little bit ashamed of our good times. I have no shame. They're afraid the law's coming. We always are, aren't we? Law's gonna be coming here in a minute if you ain't careful. Yeah, let them come. I've been in jail before. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Dakota, in his infinite wisdom a little while ago, about 30 minutes ago, he found some pepper spray in his room. And for some reason, they had egged some houses. Since my mother's not here, I will tell you a story about my mother. I don't know if my sister knows this, but if there's one thing my mother loves to do, it's throw eggs. I've heard more stories about my mother in her childhood throwing eggs at people. I probably shouldn't be saying, but hey, it's the truth. Today, to this day, it is an art form, Crystal. It is an art form. A good egging or a good toilet paper hanging, it's an art form. So I'd heard about this when I was, a teenager. I'd heard that my mother loved to throw eggs. And we were across the street rolling this yard. I mean, we had like a case of toilet paper. Tara, Eric and Eric and Chris Pierce's house. I don't know if you remember this. They lived across the street from us. We had this yard rolled so heavily that you couldn't walk through the yard without moving the toilet paper out of the way. There must have been a case of toilet paper. I'm not talking a small case. I'm talking a big box of toilet paper. All of a sudden, my folks come home. My parents come home. Well, we all hit the bushes and hide. Next thing I know, I can hear my mother screaming at us, "You sons of a guns, I can see y'all over there." And instead of being quiet, the guy I was with started talking back to him. And I was like, "Shh, be quiet, you idiot. Just hide and be quiet, they'll go away." But no, it wasn't none of that. I don't think they ever figured out who it was. But what I was saying is Dakota came home a minute ago, he found pepper spray in his room. And I don't guess he knew what it was or what have you, but he sprayed it inside this house. And now I got this head slime coming out my ears and out my eyes and out my nose. And I'm like, why would you spray mace inside of a house? My mouth's watering, my nose is terrible. Oh, excuse me just for a second. That's much better. It sticks right in the back of your throat, back behind your sinuses. Mm. Y'all took me back. My sister made me go backwards in time. Nevertheless, I was breaking down the bugs earlier. I've got her all broke down. I've got her legs pulled off of her. I've got her props pulled off of her. She kind of looks like a cleanly shaved face. I've got to looking at her, thinking about that soldering I've got to do in here. It scares me. Yeah, it's not too cool, Tara. I've got a motor that's dinged up. And that MD95 TSI is as good as a brother he is. He sent me another motor. It'll be all right, brother. It'll be all right. It's this motor right here. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but hear how that sounds? Can you hear that? When she's under power, it sounds like she's ringing a bell, brother. I mean, I can hear it ding, 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 ding. So what I've got to do is I've got to go in here, actually on the back side of it. I'll take all these screws out, take this off, take all these screws out here, take the light cover off. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace this ESC right here, electronic speed controller. Go ahead and replace it all. He told me to go ahead and replace it all. I'm going to listen to what my brother tells me. He knows what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on. So I'm going to listen to him. Do exactly as he says. He's the man when it comes to building. He's the man when it comes to the guts of the bird. And so I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to get a little bit of money saved up. He don't know it yet, but I'm going to get him to go ahead and do a build for me. I'm gonna get the free flow frame, the free flow frame from the Quad Father, and he's amazing. He knows what the bird wants to be, and he makes it what it wants to be. He's got a couple of them I'm absolutely in love with. He's got a TBS, it's red and black. He's also got what they call the green machine that I'm absolutely in love with. And absolutely beautiful birds. If y'all go back and look at MD95 TSI's videos, you can see him flying the TBS build he has. Not only does he build these things, but he's got a 3D printer that he makes some of the parts. He actually prints his own parts. It's amazing what this guy can do. He's better than okay at flying. He ain't never gonna tell you how good he is. He's way too humble. Way too humble. He's awesome. I've watched him go from here to here. I used to watch a fella by the name of Ladrib. I really thought Ladrib was good. And Drib's good. Drew, if you catch this, you're pretty good. You're just slow compared to Chris. Chris does this at Mach speed. He's got this move that he does. I don't even know what you call it, but it's an inverted move where he catches this hang time upside down. I'm probably overstressing my hands, but he'll come in and do what's called a split S, and he does it so fast that it's just blow your mind. Oh, you do more than try, dude. You do. I keep telling people he's going to be the next Drone Racing League. He's gonna be racing for us over with. I know he will. He's excellent. You ought to see him go through the course. Nathan likes drums. Welcome. Welcome. Don't believe I've seen you before, but you're welcome. I'm gonna look you up here in a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and add you. We'll go ahead and add you and see what's going on with you. Put a little note here so I don't forget. How hard did you hit the asphalt, brother? Did you break anything? I don't remember. There's so many. I will add you, and I will look at some of your videos here in just a little bit, Nathan. I'm sorry I don't remember you. It's that short-term memory. I got a memory about that long. It's my fault. It's my own fault. Shattered the arm. Well, I mean, you can you can print you a new arm, can't you, brother? Didn't hurt the motor. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. So some TPU and you'll be good to go, right? You know, I remember a saying they used to say, "Don't you wish everything was made from Rubbermaid?" Why can't we make a quads out of Rubbermaid? Just bounce off stuff and keep on trucking. And sometimes when I'm riding with Wanda, I kind of wish our car was made from Rubbermaid. If you notice, when we're going down the road, my eyes are always looking around, making sure there wasn't a 747 coming at us or something, you know? I think she's cashed out. I don't know if she can hear me saying what I'm saying or not, but we're going to leave her sleep. We're not going to wake her up. It's like waking a mad dragon up. We'll leave her alone. Maybe she'll just raise an eyeball and let us pass. I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, Hurricane Wanda. You got it, brother. A giant storm. The wrath of Wanda. That dadgum pepper spray is still getting in my nose. I don't know how to get it out of here. Whew. It's rough, I'm telling you. It gets in there, it don't want to leave. I just wanted to show y'all my cutlass. I'm glad I got to share it with you. I'm going to get some things together, and I think we're going down to my place of peace, down to my dear sweet mother-in-law's house. I was telling JD Quad the other day, he had a video, and when he was shooting the video, I kept seeing deer all around him. I don't know where he's flying, but it was early in the morning. I'm glad you finally got my live stream too. Kind of weird, kind of reversal of roles. Like I was saying, I was watching JD's one of his videos. Yes, he is awesome. I call him friend. I talk to him all the time. But there was a bunch of deer in one of his videos, and it was almost like he could hear what I was saying because I was typing, commenting in the comments, and he took his camera off the drone and flipped over, and he's like, "Look, look, deer!" And I was, it was like, "Wow, that's wild." He heard me. He heard me commenting, but I told him over at my dear sweet mother-in-law's house. The deer have never been hunted there. So the does, every spring and every fall, they bring their babies around. I've seen them. I've seen them, small little fawns still in the spot. and 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 of them at a time, and walk right up to the porch and be all around the house because nobody's ever shot at them. We'll stand there and whistle and talk to them and what have you, and they know we're there, but they know also that we ain't gonna hurt them. You know, they're it's just the place of peace. I love it. You'd never realize that it's only what 5 or 6 miles from Gainesville, Georgia. Gainesville, Georgia is a large, large city, and people don't realize that these deer. Georgia deer's population is over 5 million now, and you get 8 a year. Caesar's droning time. Welcome, welcome, sir. Glad to have you. What's going on? I take it you know my brother Chris. Doing well. How about yourself, sir? Hey, Chris, do you ever do this? Do you ever take your glasses and flip them out and kind of shake your head? If there's any children around, they love it. Maybe one of these days I'll show you my Donald Duck voice. I wasn't going to do it for you, but I had the children laughing. Oh, all the time, do you? Make them look like antennas. Is that how you get in touch with me now? You wiggle your antennas just the right way? Last night I had the children cracking up, laughing blue in the face because I was talking like Donald Duck. I didn't know it, but evidently I have a. You want to hear it? Do you? How's that? I'll perform for you. I'm not ashamed. They think it's hilarious. So when they're feeling sad, a lot of times I'll just start going off like Donald Duck. Is it funny, Tara? It's really funny when you're in the store and a child's misbehaving their mother, and you walk up behind the child and give them the Donald Duck. Boy, they straighten right up every time. They look at you like, "Oh goodness, what is that?" Scares them to death. Oh goodness, I can't believe you made me do that. But oh well, maybe it'll get views, huh? Actually, I was going to do it. I had toilet paper stuck in my nose hanging out. I told the kids that I was going to do a live with the toilet paper in my nose and in the Donald Duck voice. And they're like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." I was like, "Oh, yes, I will too." Oh, goodness gracious. The things we do. Mm-mm-mm. All right. I've got to get after it. I hate to cut it short. I love each and every one of you to death. Tara, thank you for coming in. And that's it for the day. That's all you get. I love you. Chris, God bless you. Don't let Crystal go off on them people. She don't need to be in a bad mood. Go ahead and hug Mr. Bunny for me. Give him a big kiss right between the ears. I love you each and every one. You know how to get in touch with me, I believe. If you don't, ask Chris. He can tell you exactly how to get in touch with me. All my love to you. Happy flying if you're flying today. I won't be doing any flying. It's nasty outside. I love you, Crystal. I love you too. Love you, sister. Love you, Tara. This is Silver Top Flyer signing off. Good night.